everybody wants to jump into entrepreneurship because the flexibility or to create a business where they're making a ton of money. To me, that's not success.
Dustin Dobbyn, Marine Corps veteran and founder of Tac On One and co-founder of Project Child Rescue, built a premier security firm uniting veterans and law enforcement professionals.
Success is got a great team who give each other a hard time, but we also give each other a home. And we give them a place where they feel welcomed and everybody's included. Everybody's opinion matters. Take the best care of them that I can. And to me, that's success.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Van Ornum back with another edition of the Milpreneur Podcast, brought to you by Cynergists. It is your scalable operations company that helps businesses grow exponentially faster at a fraction of the cost. Go check out Cynergists.com for more information. Today, I have Dustin Dobbyn on today. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Man, I'm fantastic, and I'm so excited to jump into what you got going on, man. You know, we're going to talk a little bit about your Marine Corps days and what you got going on with Tac On One and stuff like that, man. So thank you so much for being a part of it.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, man. I'm excited. Definitely the veteran community has a place in my heart. So any way I can give back, I'm happy to do so.
Well, I love it, man. So, well, let's just jump into it, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Very cool. So tell the audience a little bit. I mean, you were Marine Corps to the core back in the day, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I joined the Marine Corps when I was 17 years old. I grew up in a real small town in Arizona, and I wanted to do what I could to get out of there as soon as possible. I had a baby on the way at a young age. So, I had to make sure that I was getting my life in order, and the Marine Corps definitely gave me a route to do so.
So how long did you serve? What was your job description in the Marines? Yeah,
so interestingly enough, I enlisted originally as a motor T contract. So I was gonna, be a motor T operator or motor T mechanic. It depended on, boot camp, how that would go. But I kept having issues at home and I kept needing money. So I kept reaching out to my recruiter, and he was like, look, man, I can get you out of here probably by Monday, but you'll have to open your contract and go in as an open contract. So I was like, yeah, whatever, man. I don't care. Just get me out of here. So we ended up doing that. I left for boot camp. I didn't really know what I was doing until about halfway through boot camp. And when they start selecting people for certain jobs, if you went in open, and I found out it was an open infantry contract. So I was okay with that. And then it kind of kept evolving. So I went through boot camp, graduated, got sent to School of Infantry thinking I was going to get assigned to an infantry unit. And then another surprise hit me at graduation of School of Infantry. So they told me, hey, you got selected for security forces. I had no idea what that was. I ended up talking to the people in the line that were heading to that unit as well. Like, hey, man, what the heck is this? But I ended up with a Fleet Anti-Terrorism Security Team, or FAST Company for short, which is kind of a cool specialized unit where you travel around different countries, train with other militaries and secure embassies and do QRF type missions. So I did that for almost 3 years, and then I had to fulfill the infantry side of my contract, and I ended up going infantry, deploying to Sangin, Afghanistan with 3rd Battalion, 7th Marines.
Wow. Very cool, man. So you've seen many different countries, you work with different countries. I'm sure it brought you into understanding the culture and business, as you've transitioned out now you work in Tac On One. Tell us a little bit about, what that transition looked like, and then, how you got started with what you're building now.
Yeah, man. So when I got out of the Marine Corps, I immediately jumped into a law enforcement career. So I started in the Department of Corrections, ended up going to the police academy, getting put on the street as a patrol officer, quickly got promoted to gang detective, went to regular detectives. I was on the SWAT team. I was introduced to private security contracting towards the tail end of my law enforcement career. And I was kind of intrigued by this whole different side of security that most people don't know about, because when you hear security, you think mall cop or
right.
Armored trucks, things like that. But there's also this whole different side to security. So I started working for other security companies, taking on security contracts with other companies, really just putting myself out there. I ended up leaving law enforcement and jumping in headfirst to private investigations and in the private security contracting world. Moved out of Arizona, came to Colorado for some job opportunities, and just got more and more in depth. And one thing I realized was that, I had all this specialized training from the military, from law enforcement, and now I had learned the security side of things, and I wanted to tie it all together. I wanted to create, a security team where it was just that. It was a team, a group of people who are all like-minded individuals working towards the same goal, great work ethic, great professionalism. And I wanted to dominate the security world. And, that's what we're doing with Tac On One. So, we've increased and grown tremendously in the last year. So very, very blessed to have the team that I have.
That's amazing. I'm grateful to hear that. It's like being able to, I'm sure you took a lot from like what you learned in the Marine Corps, that structure, that integrity, that, like that, the ability just to, the little attention to details of what you have to get accomplished, and you brought it into your business now. Would you agree on that?
Oh, absolutely, man. The biggest thing is all of us veterans have what it takes to do what I'm doing. The grueling work ethic. We've all persevered through terrible and treacherous conditions before. Business ownership is no different. It's a 24-hour a day job. It never stops. But veterans already have that built into them of mission accomplishment being number one. So any veteran can do it. You just got to apply yourself and push through the painful beginning, I would say.
Absolutely. One of the things that I find with veteran-owned companies is like the strength of the culture of the business. Like, do you feel that has became your signature?
Yeah, man. I look at it like you had mentioned, the same as my leadership roles in the military or in law enforcement is, I can't show that I'm tired. I can't show that I'm upset. I can't show emotion. Essentially, if I get a call at 2 o'clock in the morning, I jump on the call as if I've been awake this whole time.
Yeah.
And, I'm ready to jump in and I get my hands dirty. I work shifts. I work alongside the team. And, when I do that, I let them know, like, I'm just one of the guys today. Don't look at me as the boss. Don't look at me as the leader. I'm just here working a shift and I'm working alongside you guys so I can get a full understanding of what's going on. And that helps a lot. I think it helps motivate the team and keeps us moving in the right direction.
How did you stay motivated during those tough times, man? I mean, it is not easy, like starting off a business, bro. And like, how did you just keep grinding away? I mean, do you feel like you got that resiliency from your time in the Marine Corps?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I look at Tac On One as, I've got upwards of 60 contractors who work for us as teammates, and that's 60 families that I have to put food on the table for, a roof over the head. Failure is not an option. Mission accomplishment is number one, and my job is to make sure that this ship keeps getting steered in the right direction. And these people have jobs and families to support off of what we've built as a team.
Do you feel like the way you measure success has changed since you started growing this out, man? Because like when you started off, it was probably just a couple people, and now you're like 60 people that you employ on this in this endeavor now. Do you feel like that success has changed a little bit in your mind?
Oh yeah, man. Everybody wants to start, or jump into entrepreneurship because the flexibility or the
Yeah.
money, right? Everybody wants to create a business where they're making a ton of money. To me, that's not success. Success is I've got a great team who we all have group chats. We give each other a hard time, but we also give each other a home. A lot of veterans are searching for that. We hire primarily veterans, law enforcement guys, and we give them a place where they feel welcomed and everybody's included. Everybody's opinion matters. We don't have dark posts. All the shifts are full. I pay the teammates really well. I take the best care of them that I can. And to me, that's success. Money and all the other stuff, that's just a byproduct of your success.
I love that, man. Has there been any unexpected, like opportunities that have came up since you started building this thing out? You're like, oh crap, I would have never thought I would go down this road in this opportunity.
Yeah, it's happened quite a few times. So Tac On One initially was formed to be just a training company. So our primary goal was to offer, the tactical training that we had received in the military or from like SWAT and things like that. And eventually what happened is we started working with who, are now our clients, and they're like, man, you guys should, how do we just hire you guys for security? And, that took us down this road. And, I'll say one thing is if you take care of your team, and they truly are a team. We don't have employees, we have teammates, and if you take care of them, they perform better, they show up, they're ready to sacrifice for the team, and clients talk to one another, man, and it paves the road for you. If you go out and you do a great job and you blow your competitors out of the water because you're taking care of your team and you're leading your team in the right direction, the business will come. It's just a matter of, without my team, I don't have anything. So, it's all on them. And my job is a support role. Make sure they have everything they need to keep doing what they're doing.
I talk to me about this little quote that it resonates from what you just said. It's like leaders eat last.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we're over a year into it after things kind of exploded on us, and I haven't taken a single paycheck yet. I reinvest every profit back into the company to make sure the team again has everything that they need. I don't ever want to have to tell them, hey, we're waiting for payment to get you guys paid. They're paid weekly, and I'm okay not taking a paycheck yet. I get all the satisfaction from watching the team benefit from everything, and the paychecks will come soon. I'm not worried about it. I still do executive protection and stuff on the side for, to keep my bills paid and everything. So again, I'm double working, and it's worth it though, man. I love it, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
That is super cool, man. I really appreciate, such the insights and the openness about what you're doing, man. One of the things that we do here on the Milpreneur podcast as well, though, is we dive in a little bit on a personal side on a little rapid fire questions. Are you up for it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, man. So, do you have like a book or a favorite podcast that you're into right now?
Oh man. So I just read Andy and Jihi Bustamante's Shadow Cell.
Yeah.
Very good book. But as far as podcasts and stuff, man, I listen to a little bit of everything. Whatever pops up and looks like it's interesting, I'll jump in and listen to it and give it an ear and see what it's all about.
I dig it, bro. Hey, what's one thing from the military that they didn't teach you that you had to learn real fast when you were starting off your business?
Oh, every day's a school day, man. If you have an ego or a chip on your shoulder and you think you've got it all figured out, you're not going to be successful. So listen to others, man. Take advice, take criticism, because it's only going to make you better.
I dig it, man. Are you a early bird or a night owl?
Well, unfortunately, I'm both at the moment, but I'm going to be a night owl.
I feel you on that one. Hey, if you could have a dinner with one historical figure, either living or deceased, who would it be?
Oh, man. That's a good one. Dinner.
Or even just ask a question too.
I would probably have dinner with my grandfather who passed while I was in Afghanistan.
Oh man, yeah.
His favorite TV show, and we used to watch it when I was growing up, was the TV show Cops, and I was actually featured on an episode of Cops. So I just feel like he really would have got a kick out of that if he was still alive during that time. So I'd probably go and have dinner with him again, and get him to meet my son, and spend one more dinner with him.
I love that, man. I love that. Do you have like a bucket list travel spot that you'd want to go see?
Anywhere I haven't been, to be honest with you. I get to travel a lot, working the executive protection stuff with some of these clients, and it's cool, but I don't ever get to really enjoy where I'm at because I'm working. But I'm always, when I'm traveling, I'm like, man, it would be cool if I could bring the wife here, bring the kids here, and we could actually spend some time and enjoy it. But yeah, man, I'm all about travel. That's my goal. My retirement goal is to be that old man in an RV traveling wherever I want to go.
That's awesome. Very cool. If you had one superpower, what would it be?
Man, that's a good one too. I would like to have, oh man, superpower. Well, it would be really convenient at the moment if I could fly and not have to wait on the airlines and travel the way I do.
Yep.
Or teleportation. I can just, be where I need to be.
Exactly. Exactly. No TSA for that, right?
No. And as much time as I spend traveling, it'd be helpful, man.
I dig it. What's on your workout playlist? What are you bumping right now, man?
Dude, so when I work out, it's got to be like hard metal music. That's something that keeps me pumped up and going. Or, I mean, sometimes if I'm doing cardio or whatever, like just a good podcast is good to listen to. Keep your mind off of me gasping for air.
Exactly, right? So, and lastly, do you have like a favorite cheat meal?
So I used to do strongman competitions, and I had to diet down for one, and I lost a crazy amount of weight in like 30 days to prepare for a competition. And that whole time I was like, man, for whatever reason, I kept craving cheesecake. And
Yes.
ever since then, I'm just like, man, cheesecake is a good cheat meal. Like you could eat a whole cheesecake for a cheat meal.
Oh yeah, you could, man. I love it, dude. Well, you passed the rapid fire questions with flying colors, man. Thank you for that. So,
Oh yeah, thanks.
as we wrap up here, what's one piece of advice that you could time travel back and give that younger version of Dustin when he's going in the Marines? What's that one piece of advice you'd give him?
Push harder. I was pretty timid. I held myself back from a lot of opportunities just because I was not confident enough in myself to go and have a conversation.
Yeah.
All through the military, all through law enforcement, and that's something that I recently broke and just started really coming out of my shell and making sure that, I'm successful. Failure is not an option. So if, I've been through combat and all kinds of crazy stuff in law enforcement, why am I afraid to have a conversation with somebody?
No doubt, man. No doubt. Hey, you gotta live the Marine Corps life in the civilian side. Semper Fi that day, bro.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I love it, man. Conversely, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
We talk about it. We've had opportunities to sell Tac On One. We've had opportunities to hand it off to other people and just, sit on a beach somewhere and enjoy the fruits of our labor. But to be honest, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm dedicated to the team, and I don't want to give it up. So probably still running Tac On One. We got some big things in the works with some big time people, and it's about to get very interesting. So I'm excited for the next 5 years. That's for sure.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I'm excited to watch your growth and just continue to follow along, man. You got a fan of me. And if people are interested in your services, how can they get a hold of you?
So you can go to taconone.com. You can also find us on LinkedIn. That's probably the easiest way. We do have some other social media accounts out there, but they're not monitored as much as the LinkedIn account or the website. The website has a direct email that comes straight to us. You can inquire about training or services, whatever. It all goes to the same place, and we disseminate that information, and we usually have a response within 24 hours.
Awesome, man. Well, Dustin, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast today. Thanks again for your time, my brother.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. Thanks for having me, and thanks for what you're doing, man. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Gotta represent our vets, man, and gotta give you some shine, and thank you so much for being a part of it, dude. So Ryan Van Ornum signing off for the Milpreneur Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until the next time, everyone, stay blessed. Take care.